Hello, everyone. My name is Clinton Kowach, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the recent developments between the United States and Mexico and President Trump's warning that he's going to wage war against a cartel. Um, we know that this is brewing and that this is going to be something that's going to happen. The Mexican government cannot contain the cartel. And the most recent example of that is when, Chapo's son was arrested, and right away the cartel attacked the police, and the police then released him because they didn't want any more fatalities. A massive shootout inside the streets of Mexico. This is going to continue to grow, but the big underlying factor is, as many of you probably don't remember, is back when everything was going on between Ukraine and Russia. Russia came out and said that if the United States continues to arm Ukraine, that they will then arm the cartel in Mexico. Since then, the cartel in Mexico has become more violent, more aggressive. The weaponry and the arms that they have rival most military governments. So this war against the cartel in Mexico is going to be very violent and very bloody, which I don't think anyone is looking forward to any kind of war at the Mexican border, because it's going to spill over in the United States regardless. They're not going to allow the United States military to go into Mexico and start destroying the cartel without the cartel retaliating. And if the examples of the shootout in Mexico are any example of the firepower that they have, this is going to be very interesting and very scary as well. It just gives another example as to the reasoning for the wall that needs to be built between the United States and Mexico. I'm not necessarily a proponent for that, but I understand the necessity for it. The problem that I have is that I see that walls not only keep people in, but they keep people out. Or vice versa. Not only are we going to keep the cartel out, but then if things deteriorate within the United States, then we're keeping people in that may want to leave as well. We know from just what's going on with South and Central America, with the uprisings, the protests, the violence, the deterioration of the currencies, the deterioration of the governments, that the refugee issue between the United States and Central and South America is going to continue. It's going to get worse. Now, the problem we're going to have from a civilian standpoint is all of these civilians have to go through Mexico. And if there is a war between the United States and Mexico, I can't believe I'm actually saying that. If there's a war between the United States and Mexico, then those civilians are going to be trapped in the middle as well. So we're going to have lots of bloodshed from this. I don't see any other way around it. I don't see how there's any possibility of having a war against the cartel without massive casualties. I mean, we're not talking about just a small, group. We're talking about a highly funded military operation. That who knows the extent of the power and the influence that they have. This cannot be good. This is not going to be good, but it is necessary. The cartel needs to be destroyed, because of the violence that they have brewing within Mexico and Central America. They have to be destroyed. So we have to, in an essence, do this, but it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be good, and it's going to impact a lot of people. And hopefully, it doesn't spread over into the United States. Hopefully it doesn't spread into Texas or New Mexico. Because if it does, that's a scary thought. Having a war between the United States and Mexico and having to spill into American, soil is a scary thought. So I hope and pray that is not the case and that does not happen. But well, one thing we know for sure is President Trump is a man of his word. When he says he's going to do something, he does it. And, we're going to war with Mexico. So everyone be prepared and make sure that you have everything taken care of, because this may spread into the United States. So everyone, thank you for listening, and may God guide you on your journey.